Namo Taya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Kính bạch chư tôn đức tăng, respected Mahasangha. Today is not my day. It wasn't my day. So usually we will have a Dhamma talk every day from different country, different seniors, monk. But today, since the program running late, and so all the venerable monks are already rested and go back to the temple. Therefore, and a lot of the devotees and the people here also busy over there at the shrine hall for the relics exhibition. And for that reason, the team asked me to share something. And in front of me, I have a special Paul Bugel, the president of the Lao Sangha in the United States. As you can see, last year, he is the one of the most venerable monk that I respect so much, that every day, he would wake up early in the morning, he would do the chanting, he would join all the program. And then in the evening, in the talk, regardless of who giving the talk, it's a junior, baby monk, or whoever that coming up here to give a talk, he would come out on time and sit right there to listen to the talk. That is very hard to do. It's not easy, and with that, I respect him so much. The whole event last year, and today is the first day, and he's the most senior monk coming out here to listen as well. And on this side, behind him is his assistant, Kapia, and then on this side we have two seniors Vietnamese monks as well. Do you want me to talk in English or Vietnamese?
English.
Oh, English? Well, what do you want to hear? The truth. What is the truth? The truth is that I am exhausted. since I came back from Sri Lanka. Since I came back from Sri Lanka, I haven't rested yet. Because we have so much to do here, and of course, and then I also have to do the work. And today, last night, I finished the MC script at 3 something a.m. and then sent it over to the MC. And then today, the whole day, I haven't rested yet, haven't eaten yet. Okay. But because of you all, I want to try to say something. So how many of you have talked and listened to my talk already? How many of you actually that take that and practice? Oh, really? How was it? So we practice every day. And how do you feel after you practice that message? Today is going to be my peaceful day and the breathing. Will you be able to focus? Focus, yes? So, have you react or have done anything when somebody triggered you since the day that you listened to my talk up until now? Yes as well? Wow. So when somebody triggers, we still react, right? But is it better than before? Or is it same or worse? Better? And the time after you got triggered, after that you react, and then how long it take for you to let it go? Faster? It shorten the time, right? You don't have to waste days and months anymore to hold on into that anger and hatred and things like that, right? That is the power of mindfulness. When you practice, you keep on practicing it every day, and then when things happen to our life, you'll be able to let it go very easily. It's because it's been so long that we just hold on into so many things. And everything when people do, we always thought that, because they hurt me, they're trying to hurt me, and so on, because always me, always I, that's why you suffer. And so now when you practice mindfulness, you'll be able to manage your emotion better. When you be able to manage all those emotions, then you will not react like before anymore. That is the result of practicing. But for most of the people, when they practice, they don't see that way. They expect the result when they practice, which is, I have to see my breath clearly, I have to see some light, I have to see something when I close my eye, when I breathe. That is the result that they expect to see. But that is not what we want. That is not what the Buddha taught. The result is, when things come to you, you be able to manage it. You be able to let it go easily and quickly. And then you live happily and peacefully. That is the result. Right? So let's say before, when people trigger, when people say something and do something to you, your face will be so mad, so upset. And now the same people or different people, they do the same thing, they say the same thing, but now you look at them a different way, not with the bullet eyes anymore. Instead, you give them a very kind look. A kind look. Your face expression is also different. Maybe when somebody tried to hurt us, maybe we curse inside. But now we are not. We also wish them, may you be well, be happy, and be peaceful. That the change that we have, we got after we practice. That's the big change. And so, don't expect anything when we practice meditation. Instead, just practice. Knowing and aware of each breath going in and out. That's all you need to do. But during the day, during your daily activities, you always check your thoughts, your words, your actions. If anything happens and you react to all you, then you need to check again on your practice. But if it helps, it reduces and shortens the time, then that is the best result. And you can believe, you can trust that you practice the right way. You're on the right path. You don't have to worry. All you need to do is just continue practicing. Growing each and every day is just like that. You know, when I walk in Sri Lanka, also the same thing, I have to keep my face relaxed and smile. It's because there's no vacant space. People everywhere. Okay? People everywhere. And plus, when you walk sometimes, I just walk, and suddenly they jump out and grab my feet. I trip over many times. That's the way of paying respect. They come out and then bow down, they touch the feet. That's how they pay respect to the monks. And there are so many times that's so crowded and so many people trying to push each other, trying to get closer to the monks, chaotic. And I check my mind and I still seeing it as usual. It didn't react with mad, with anger or anything like that. It's just normal. Then I asked myself, did I practice the right way? And I said, yes, I practiced the right way. And this time that I asked, I also give my talk, I say, it doesn't matter how long we spend in the forest or in the cave to practice meditation. But whenever you get out of that forest and get out of that cave, going down, and you associate with the people, and you still react the same way, then all those times staying in the forest, in the cave, is meaningless, right? So don't try to avoid the people, everything's around you. Instead, just be normal and practice always checking your thoughts, your mind. That's all you need. And be mindful with it. Just mindful with it. And then when I I came back here, I see my team working day and night. And last night I also worked until very late morning. And I seen that I received so much love from our people, our members who sacrificed their time and effort and everything to take care of this temple, to prepare for this event. As you can see, there's so much decorations going on, right, around the temple. There's a lot of effort, a lot of work. And we are very grateful that lately we have a lot of volunteers coming from our states to stay here day and night, working out there in the sun, in the rain. I feel grateful that we have so much support. And I believe that we have the connection in the past. That is why now the right condition, the right time come, and we met with each other again, and continue suffering with each other again. The more you follow me, the more you be suffer. Because I always come up with crazy things. That's what people say. That's why people say that they need to get it done and get it done quickly so that they can go elsewhere, stay away from me. Whenever they see me, they see work. Okay? And not just a normal work, but so much work. I can't help it. Sorry. But I do see that so many people enjoy supporting and volunteering to do all this type of work for this amazing event. This morning, this walk, the parade, and then the opening ceremony, and now the relics. To me, I didn't feel hungry because I didn't eat, right? But I didn't feel hungry because of joyful. So all those energies still with me. And people ask me to do interview and things like that. I say, I'm exhausted. And they say, you still look good. And so we just have to try, continue practice. The more you practice, you don't need to eat that much. You don't need to sleep that much. Okay. Since the day that I came back, I slept for 1 hour. And then last night, about 30 minutes something. But I'm still okay. I think it's because of the energy. Because of the energy here and the energy of all the people together. So I don't feel tired. And of course I am tired, but I don't feel like, okay, I need to rest, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to do this, I don't want to do anything else. I don't feel that way. I'm okay to walk back and forth. I'm okay to sit here and share with you all these. And of course, if someone else sharing is better than me, but unfortunately, not today. I was going to share on the night of the 24,000 candles. That is my night. And so I try to preserve it. And I'll share with you one story in Sri Lanka. You have seen video that when I walk on my two sides, it's always bodyguard, right? So the first day when I walk, I talked to the military, the police, and those bodyguards. I said, if you want to walk with me to protect us, you have to be on my right side. Let me walk on the left side to talk, to associate with the people. This is what I need. And then they say, Venerable Sir, please give us some kindness. I'm like, what are you talking about? They say that this is the order from the president. So we cannot do it differently. We cannot change, because this is how they treat the person who like high-ranking people. And I say, but I'm not. I'm a monk. I'm a monk. But they say that, but it's the order from the president of Sri Lanka, so they cannot do it differently. So please be kind, give us some kindness. And then continue walking every day. I still remember when people trying to rush jump into me. And these bodyguards, I'm telling you, the first time in my life seeing them react, they just take the people and throw them out. I said, no, don't do that, don't do that. Let them. And they go, okay, let them. And then now so many people are trying to grab me, and they look at me and smile. The bodyguard look at me and smile. I say, okay, now I understand why. Because there's so much love, and I think that people think that this is the only time in their lifetime that they can see the Waffle Peace monk and they can offer something. That is why they are so gorgeous. They just want to be with the monk. That's why. And after walking on the third day, I realized that they have made the right choice by walking on both sides of me. Otherwise, I cannot walk. To be honest with you, two line of police officer and military, but people also crush them. So that much. And look at me, I'm very skinny. Easily be killed. And so only 7 days of walking in Sri Lanka, but I learned so much. I learned so much from the people of Sri Lanka. Flowers everywhere. And so beautiful flowers. All kind of different flowers. And the most beautiful, amazing flowers dropping I ever seen in my life is that they're using the big drone to drop the flowers from the sky down. And not just once. I thought just one time, but no, they keep doing that throughout the walk. And now they have to do a lot of cleaning now over there. But at the end, when I sat down with the president asked me, how did you feel about Sri Lankan people? And I said, I can't explain it. But I truly hope that not just coming out to offer, to pay respect, but I would love for the people to apply the mindfulness technique into their daily life. And I would love for the school system to have mindfulness class. And that is what I really want in the United States as well. I have raised my voice several times, that I want the school system to have mindfulness meditation class. But so far, nothing going on yet. Only the prison opened the door for me to go inside to teach the prisoners. There's one time when I talked with the prisoner asked me, how can I live a Buddha life without ordaining to become a monk? Because I still love my wife and my kid. But I want to live a Buddha life. And I said, so if when your wife get mad at you, how would you react? And he say, of course I'll be very mad. I say, then you're not going to be a Buddha. What about when you're trying to eat something and when you're trying to enjoy something and your kid cries and they ask you to this and that? How would you feel? He say, I'm probably going to be really mad too because I need my time as well. I say, then you're not going to be a Buddha because the Buddha won't do that. Whenever you be able to manage your emotion, your reaction on your kids and your wife, you still be able to give them a happy face and peace mind, then you are the Buddha. You are living the Buddha life. Otherwise, you're just gonna struggle with that family. So how many of husbands here struggle the same way? Oh, he raised his hand. How about here? Oh, you also raised your hand? Oh, so sad. Oh, but you can't escape. Sorry to say that, but continue suffer. I think that he also suffer for you and you also suffer for him too. Always like this, right? Not just one side. Well, when we married, when we live with each other, of course, all these gonna happen. We cannot escape. But that is when we live and learn, that is when we be able to practice mindfulness. Without that family, how can you practice? You have to be grateful for your wife and your husband because of that person give you a chance to practice. Right? Without him or without her, it's difficult for you to practice. When you go out there, people always sweet, always saying, giving you all kind of sweets. But when you come home, it's differently. And that is when you can see the wild animal inside of us. Right? Inside of us has all kind of different wild animals that I always said. But they always been sleeping until the right condition comes. Which is your wife trigger you. But it's not her triggering you. It's you trigger yourself. Right? See, it's just the condition of it. And see, just helping you only. But managing your emotion, that's your job, not hers. So you have to be grateful for your partner. And your kids too. So that's why I always say that peace is always begin from within, always begins from your family. And all kind of problem also started from your family. We learn and we need to practice, started from there. And so don't try to run away from your partner. Continue with that journey. See, and he will be the person who will help you the most. Okay? Whenever she says something, you be able to give her a smile. Likewise, it means that you practice good. It means that you gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom. But whenever they say something, your partner says something and you react same way as before, it means that you're not getting anywhere. Then we need to continue practice and practice even more harder. What about me? What about all the monks? When we stay at the temple, what happened? We don't have wife. But who do we have?
Other monks.
We have a bigger family here. A lot of children, a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of mothers and fathers. So we do a lot. We deal with a lot of different people, and we do a lot with this. It's not easy. This bigger family is even harder to deal with. But if we be able to manage it, we be able to live peacefully with it, then that is what makes us different. And as the Buddha, the son of the Buddha, the children of the Buddha, we have to practice that way. We cannot escape. And so with all this sharing, for you to reflect yourself and check to see if there's anything else that you need to work on, then continue working on it. But don't give up. Even though it's difficult, even though you will fail one after another, but it's okay. Stand up and walk again. Walk until you can run. Just don't give up. And then if you feel sad, when it's overwhelmed, find a temple or anywhere that is peaceful. Just go there and take some deep breath. Walk around. Even if you can just listen to the birds singing. You don't have to talk to the monk. If you can talk to them, you don't have to. Talk to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your inner child. Then you'll be fine. Just like me, I always talk with the wind. So you can talk with the wind. The wind will never betray you. But the people who you know, your friends, will betray you one day in once. Sometime they will. So whatever you tell your friends, you have to be careful. The whole world will know later. That's why I talk with the wind. I choose to talk with the wind. Even though the wind carries it everywhere around the world, but nobody can listen to it. Any question for me? Yes. It really doesn't matter how much it hurt. what matters is how much you practice on this mindfulness to deal with all that. If you're not mindful enough to deal with anything, then you will continue suffering every day. It's because we always see everything as this is mine, that is mine, he is mine, she is mine, everything is mine. And then when anything happens, we always claim that that is our, belong to us, and think so something like that. And that is why when we cannot achieve what we want, then we suffer. As long as you be able to manage your emotion, all that suffering will reduce. But in order for you to manage it, you have to practice mindfulness. So when you're mindful on your thought, then you will not follow those thoughts to suffer. When you're mindful on your words, you will not say anything to hurt the others and hurt yourself. And when you're mindful with your actions, you will not harm yourself nor the others. Right? It's all about the mindfulness that you'll be able to manage it.
Does it work? Yes, it does. So with all your traveling and all the people that you come up against, and clearly you have a picture of wanting this study of mindfulness to be spread all over. I totally agree with you. But what's your feeling with the, with your presenting this to people all the time? Do you feel like there's a certain number of people is there a critical number of people that like this, or maybe you don't know, but I'm just curious about that, because you've worked so hard. It's such a great idea, but I'm curious whether people have.
When I walk on this path, I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect that people would come out and support this walk for peace like that. We just walk and practice on our own. And just raise that awareness to the people who will meet along the road. That's all. That's all. And then we just continue walking and walking and walking, and then reflect on our own. We practice when our mind is rising with unhappiness thing, when we encounter a problem and things like that. That is when we can see our mind. But then somehow it draws a big attention to the communities. And there were so many people came out to support the Walk for Peace and listen to my talk, and then not just once, but they follow to listen it over and over and over. And the crowd is getting larger every day. That tells us what? Tells us that it does make a big impact to so many people. That is why the crowd getting larger and larger. And up until now, there are still so many people who seek for this message, this technique, mindfulness, to practice. And all the followers on social media also continue practicing and ask me to have an online retreat, remember? And so I truly believe that with this walk, it did brought a lot of joy and peace and things like that to the people. Even though, let's say, if we only make a very small impact to the people, we have still happy with it. We're still happy with it. As long as we be able to share, as long as we be able to do something to the people. Maybe probably at this time, they don't get it. It's not for them. But what about the future? Maybe one day, they realize something. Right? So, we just planted a seed to all the people, waiting for the time for that seed to germinate and bear fruits and flowers and fruits. Just a matter of time. Right? One time the Buddha, he stood by the door while his students giving a Dhamma talk. And the Buddha stood by the door and listened to the Dhamma talk. And he felt guilty. His student asked, why are you standing there to listen to the Dhamma talk? As a Buddha, he should be inside and then sit on, on the chair and so on. The Buddha said, if you be able to give sermon like this for your whole life, I will stand here and listen for the rest of my life. I tell you that stories to tell you that it means that if I be able to share something that I practice to the people, even though a small amount of people, as long as there's still people wanted to practice and wanted to get out of this suffering and wanted to have peace, I still walk, I still share, I still do it. That is why I made a vow saying that even if I have to sacrifice my life for the projects that I made a vow for, I'm happy to do so. Right? So it doesn't matter how many people, but as long as there's one person who willing to chant, who are willing to take that into action and practice, that's enough. But with that one person, it doesn't mean that that one person also gonna make only one the impact into another person. Who knows if that person can even make a greater impact, 10 more people. And then those 10 people, they have their own merit. They will make an even greater and greater impact to 100 people, right? So it's multiplied. It just multiplied up like that. So that is how we share the Dhamma. That is how we share the way of practice, the way of life that the Buddha taught. So let's say I already share my part to all of you. You take that into action and you practice. And after you practice, you found out that, oh, this helped. Now you start to share with your friends and your family members, your co-workers. That is how we spread it out, right? The more people practice, the broader it can reach. But I truly believe that there are so many people have taken this into action seriously.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you. I was in India when you started the Walk for Peace, and it brought a lot of joy, me being raised in the southern United States, and to see that this wave of love was traveling all through that side of the country. I want to commend you and all the monks for raising this necessary message of peace. One of our friends from the global movement of humility, kindness, and love got a chance to meet you on one of these walks. His name's Joy Day. You may remember him. He's a personality. And when we started that global movement about 1.5 years ago, we started it as the wave of kindness and love. And people were very happy to hear kindness and love, I can do that. But once we put humility in front of it, a lot more people said, well, hold up, I don't know about that. That was for me. Because kindness and love was easy to do outside. But the humility made us say, what are we going to do inside when we're acting and supposedly being kind and loving? And to tell you the truth, we still are working through with how to reach people about why humility is an important part of love. And I wonder if you see it that same way, or what insight you might be able to share on the topic of humility. Thank you.
The Walk for Peace is all about to let people know that everything is always begin from within. That is humility. That people have been looking outward every day. They live like that. And so when we ask them to look back within, to practice for the inner peace, things like that. Like you say, people would say, probably it's going to be hard, it's not for me, and so on and so on. But if you give them the right way, the right key, I think it's easy for them to accept, just like how I shared it, the mindfulness technique. Write it down, today is going to be my peaceful day. All those practicing is to practice the humility. So if we can do that, if you have the way to share it for people to understand it right and feel easy, this is something that is very easy to achieve, easy to do, it's not difficult, then they will take it. It just depends on the way how we want to share it to the people. But for Buddhists, it's all about practicing for our own, to liberate. Without this inner peace, without this awareness of our own, we cannot do anything to the others, for the others. So it's always us we have to start with. What time is it now? So the schedule every day, you already know the schedule, right? Right in front of this entrance, there are 2 schedules, Vietnamese and English. So tomorrow, starting from tomorrow in the morning, we will have the Patana chanting in Pali, here, and then meditation, and then taking the five precepts. If you taking it, then it's going to be tomorrow. And then after that, the chanting sessions will begin all day tomorrow. All the chanting sessions will be all over those tents out there. Okay? Unless it's rain. When it's rain, then everybody will be gathered in here and chant here. Other than that, you can travel to each country. The first tent is Laos, and the next one is Thailand, and then Myanmar. So within one day, you could reach 12 countries. Okay? Those are 12 tents. You can any of the tents you want. And there will be books there in Pali Roman. You can just listen first, and try to listen to it, and then probably a couple of sessions you'll be able to recite after. It's not difficult. But you should test yourself from each country to see which one you're suitable with. Maybe the way of Myanmar chanting will be for you, but for the other, maybe the Thai or the Laos way will be suitable for you. So you have to travel to experience it. Then you'll find out which one is easier for you. Because each country will have a different style of chanting, but the same teaching. It's just different way of reciting. Okay? Try that tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day to do the chanting of the Pali, Tipitaka. And then you want to go for relics exhibition, you can to go pay respect with the relics. Other than that, we're just going to stick with our schedules. And then 6 p.m. tomorrow, probably the senior monks of Sri Lanka will give a talk. But we will confirm. We will confirm with them, and then we will announce the speaker for tomorrow. Anything else? Okay, then now we can rest. And we will see each other tomorrow. And may you all have a great night. May you be well, happy, and be peaceful. Thank you.
Satu, satu, satu. All right, everyone, that's it for tonight. We'll see you in the morning at 5:30 a.m. for chanting. Thank you, and have a peaceful sleep.
That one is white scroll here. Yep. Okay, good night everyone. Thank you so much.